Hi there, LEGO fans and library lovers. It's me, Blair Archer, welcoming you into the BRIX LEGO studio for another fun and educational adventure in LEGO element exploration. Let's take a look inside the LEGO head and see what we're going to be building today. Awesome. On the playground. If you're like me, you're already missing playgrounds quite a bit, but it's getting to be winter time, and just because we can't go outside and play on the playgrounds as much doesn't mean that our LEGO minifigures should miss out. So let's hop on over to the LEGO building desk and take a look at how to build some really cool playground equipment for our minifigures to play on in our own little LEGO worlds. Come on. Welcome to our little plastic playground, where we have lots of fun outdoor equipment for our minifigures to play on. We're going to take a look at how to build some of these designs. Let's move a couple of them out of the way here. And we can't talk about playgrounds without talking about slides. LEGO now makes many different varieties of slides. Simple straight slides that you can add a couple pieces to prop up. Curved slides, which require a lot more building underneath. Some vintage slides, which even have matching staircases. And just recently they put out these cool tube slide pieces, which are loosely hinged together and attach with these BRIC compatible areas. They were recently put out in a set to create a water slide, and they're pretty cool. If you're going to make your own slide in the LEGO universe, you simply need to have a smooth surface with some sides on it. This one I built using some Technic pieces. This Technic lift arm here, adapted to some Technic bricks on the side with Technic lift arms smooshed down on top. It makes for a very simple but effective slide. And then on the back, I took this bracket, clip, and small ladder piece and attached it here so that our minifigures can climb up. At the bottom, you can use a Technic brick with a bar or a Technic cross axle running through to create the base where it mounts to your plate. I don't want to spend too much time talking about how we can make various kinds of slides, because the sky's really the limit when it comes to building your own LEGO slide. All it takes is a smooth LEGO surface set at an angle, and then some sort of edge so that your figures don't fall off, whether it's 45-degree slopes, corner tiles, or even the little cheese slopes. Any one of them will allow your character a smooth passage from the top of your slide down to the bottom. Since LEGO makes a lot of these pre-made slides now, I'm going to put some of the part numbers up at the end, and you can check them out whether online or in local shops and get some of these slides for yourself if you haven't already. They're really cool because the newer systems, they kind of line up and they allow you to make big towers of slides that link together as long as you prop them up from underneath. As far as what we can brick build today, let's start with the classic merry-go-round. To build a merry-go-round, you only need a few simple pieces. You start with one of these octagonal plates. They come in a very large amount of colors, but all of them are 8-sided, like a stop sign, and they have this hole in the middle. You need a 4x4 round plate, a 2x2 round tile with open hole in the middle. It's kind of a newer piece, but super duper useful. A 2x2 plate or tile with the Technic pin coming up off the center. And your choice of something for your minifigures to hold on to or sit up against as they spin around. On this one, I used some of these older style pieces, but you can use these or these if you like. They function pretty much the same. So the first thing to do is to take your is to take your 2x2 with the Technic pin and apply the tile. Pop the tile on there. This works as a spacer and keeps your merry-go-round from staying stuck in place. And you take the back, the underside of your octagonal plate, take your 4x4 round plate, get it lined up in there, and then squish it on. And there's a trick to this to get them to spin really smoothly, and it's don't squish them too tight. That way, when you put them onto the base, they sit nicely and spin freely. If you squish it all really, really tight, it tends to want to bind up and not really spin freely. So you just have to have that little bit of extra space in there so that when you click them together, it wants to spin nicely. If it doesn't spin freely for you, you come back in here and either use a brick separator or your fingers and pull your 4x4 round plate away and squish it back on, but just not super tight. Tight enough that it stays, but not all the way tight. And that way, when you click them together, you get that nice spin. If you do it too tight, they will get stuck. You can flick them off and put them back if you need to. It will absolutely stay together if you have it on there nice and loose. You can get it going really fast. Then you take your bar pieces and you put them behind where you would like for your minifigures to be sitting. Any variety of piece works. You can even use little fences if you need to. Whatever is going to keep your minifigures feeling safe from falling off while they spin around. Then you take your minifigures of choice, or critters, or whatever have you, and you can put your merry-go-round on the base and squish it down very gently to keep it spinning that really fast rate. A super fun, very quick and easy accessory for your minifig playground, and you can change the colors and shapes of different parts of it to make it as big or as colorful as you like. Next, we're going to take a look at another classic piece of playground equipment. For our more advanced builders, I want to touch on a couple of other cool techniques that you can use in your playground. For example, this swing set that I designed uses a lot of clip and bar technique as well as some more Technic pieces to achieve a pretty realistic and functional result. Let's take a look at how it goes together. If you pop off one of the legs of the swing set, you'll see that it's made up of 4 pieces. We have this clip and bar connector at the end here, where it has a clip on the end, and it connects to the shaft of one of the long Lego bars. that slides into this number 3 Technic cross-axle connector with a 1x2 Technic cross-axle coming out the bottom. That Technic cross-axle at the bottom sticks into a 2x2 round plate on the ground, and then it helps hold up the top of our swing set here. Our swing set is made the same by using the long Lego bar, the clip and bar connectors at the top, 1x1 round plates with open hole at the bottom, and a 1x4 plate across for the figure to sit on. It's being demoed here by one of our little brick-built minifigs. For the top bar, you can use longer Lego bars. This one has the pin at the end, and it almost looks like a ski pole, but you could very easily use so many different kinds of Lego bars for this top piece. You want to disassemble it. We could easily swap this out for another common piece, like a jousting lance, nice and long, and can fit right in that same spot. Right now, these are clicking on at sort of like an offset because of the way that I designed it. You can see how they click on next to each other, not directly in line with one another. And then you simply take your assembled swing and put it on the top. And it can swing inside the frame. If you wanted to make a whole series of swings, you could come back through with a Technic cross-axle connector, and you could start connecting your top bars lengthwise until you assemble a series of swings in a row. One more quick cool thing I came up with for you advanced builders was actually this little zip line design. Similar to what we did before with our seesaw, we used some Technic bricks up top here. 1x2 Technic brick with the 2 holes. We've got 2 Technic cross axles running lengthwise through that with the bushings on the end. And then they go across to another set. This is actually 2 1x1 Technic bricks with the single hole. And this small Technic lift arm connector here that I have cinched the pieces together with. In the middle, I'm using this pneumatic T connected to another one of those clip and bar connectors and another handle, little steering assembly, stuck from the top through to the bottom of these Technic cross axles. For stability, I added a Star Wars Mandalorian or Clone Trooper antenna piece into the side of the pneumatic T, which has like a hair accessory size hole in it, just so that our zip line doesn't slide around as we send our character from one end to the other. All in all, you end up with a really nice array of playground equipment that you can assemble for your figures to hang out on any given day. Whether it's rain or shine, they can have playtime. Awesome! Well, thanks for joining me here in the LEGO studio to build some really cool playground equipment for our minifigures. It's really fun to bring the play well part of LEGO into our LEGO worlds. Lego is Danish for play well, and that's where they got the name for the LEGO company. It's all about working together to build an awesome community and having a system that works together to help us build awesome creations. Hopefully you find some of the tips and tricks that I showed you today useful in enhancing your own LEGO worlds. Until next time, hit those bricks and play well. Thanks for joining us. Bye!